Today I have a special guest, as you can see here with me. I have a special guest from Serbia. His name is Marco. I, I,
Hello everyone.
I stepped in Marco channel and he immediately caught my attention. He has a very interesting and a very um, inspiring channel that I will leave the description down in the box, in description box below this video. And I want to just give you the word straight away, because what got my attention at the beginning was the name of your channel: one video every day until I'll buy a Tesla. And so, Marco, what I'm asking you is, can you explain a little bit who are you and why did you choose this name? I think it's a cool name for even a marketing point of view. So if you can explain a little bit, it would be great.
So hi everyone, I'm Marco and I'm 16-year-old entrepreneur. And one day while I was working out, I just got an idea that I could make a channel where I will record a video every day until I buy a Tesla. And Tesla is a type of car I like because of the technology and the new stuff they are trying out. And it was fun to me. And I wanted to find a way to keep myself accountable to never give up. And this was a way to keep me accountable to do something every day and not fall off. So this was one of the ways for me to keep myself accountable because I didn't want to disappoint anyone. And I think the channel is pretty interesting because you can see my whole journey from the day one and how I'm progressing, how I try out one business model, how I try out a different business model, the progress I'm making, the interesting stuff that happens, and a lot of stuff. And I always say, if anyone is there who maybe wants to do something similar, why not? It's pretty interesting. And it's a way to differentiate your channel from some other YouTube channels that are pretty much the same. So if you want to record a video about entrepreneurship or about business, it's hard to differentiate yourself nowadays because there is so many people recording videos like that. So this was one of my ways to differentiate myself and make something unique.
Yes.
So that's about the channel name.
Yes, yes. And another thing that I really think it's very interesting about Marco is that he's really trying to build himself an income online independently with his own means, and that's what we talk about here in this channel. My channel is called Independent Free Soul, and I speak about different ways you can earn money by yourself with your own means and with your own resources, without being caught up in the 9-to-5 classical job where you are an employer and you need to obey to somebody. So I think his channel can really give to a lot of my audience, because my audience is mostly Italian, but some Italians can understand some English. So I really suggest you guys from Italy watching me to go check out his channel. I will leave the description down below. And but you don't only talk about success in a entrepreneur kind of way. You also talk about success like improving yourself in fitness, in health, right? You do workouts. Can you tell me a little bit more about this in particular?
So there is a lot of guys who have earned millions or even billions who are depressed, unhealthy.
Yes, I can see that. Yeah.
People often say money won't buy you happiness and stuff like that,
Yeah.
which is true because a lot of people just focuses on money and forgets about their physical health, their mental health, their relationships,
Yes.
and stuff like that. That's sometimes more important than the money itself. So what I preach is the holistic self-improvement, something you can see also on Hamza's channel. And the holistic self-improvement is like trying to live the best way, the best life possible by improving your mental health, your physical health, your finances, your relationships, your sleep, practically everything. Like not just trying to make money and stuff like that, but also trying to make your life better overall. So some people don't care about money, some people don't care about something, but this is trying to make your life overall better, because better mental health and better physical health will make you happier and more fulfilled, definitely.
Of course, yeah, you really have a strong point there, because I think what most of people don't realize nowadays, it's how connected they are, like the mental health, the physical health, the emotional health. Everybody is connected in our human being. And one thing that I wanted to ask you about in particular, uh, I don't know if it's the same in your country, but in our country, like in the past, I would say from the beginning of 2020, there has been a strong influence from the media to instill in the population, at least here in Italy, to instill fears, negative emotion, negative thoughts, especially when this famous sickness, we all know what we're talking about, especially when this famous sickness started to pop up. It started, the big outbreak started right here in Italy, and there is a video for some of your audience which maybe is curious, where I documented uh, my hometown, which has around 100,000 people, inhabitants, completely empty during the lockdown, because when this sickness arrived, people of course were super scared, but the media, the radio, televisions, newspapers, were pushing fear and negative emotion and pessimisms amongst the mass of people even more. So don't you think that sometime the the outside world is going against people like me, like you, that understand the importance of keeping a positive attitude, both mentally, spiritually, emotionally, because, as we said, everybody is connected. So don't you think like the media is trying to go against this holistic idea? Don't you think?
Definitely. So there were a few guys already that were banned on some social media when they were promoting working out, being more masculine, being more healthy, caring about yourself more, and stuff like that. And like the whole thing that was pushed on us by the media during the 2020 and 2021 wasn't really healthy. So while we were in lockdowns and stuff, and just like media was so trying to make us as scared as possible,
Exactly.
and like yeah, so that didn't have a good effect on our mental health, on our physical health, on our emotions and stuff like that. And definitely if they wanted to do something good, they wouldn't do it that way, because this had an awful effect on our mental health and our physical health. So many more people got obese or overweight,
Exactly.
and a lot of people got really depressed. So in 2020, I think the most people were depressed ever. Like, I don't think there were ever more people that were depressed and anxious. So, like, they didn't do a great job in terms of caring about us.
Exactly. And what sometimes what I wonder about is, uh, just imagine if instead of promoting like this fear mongering amongst the entire Western world about this sickness, but probably even in your country, I don't know how it worked, but of course in the West there was a lot of fear mongering, and fear promoting media sources. And just imagine if instead of doing that, they could imagine if they could promote working out, like getting a good diet, getting a good supplements like vitamins, staying outside in the sun. Imagine how better we could have faced the pandemic if the media would have the courage to underline this instead of, you need to be afraid, you need to get the procedure, you need to get. Don't you think it would possibly had a much more positive impact if they
It would
acted?
definitely, but overall, I think we both agree that the point of the whole situation that was going on wasn't really to do the best for us, but
Exactly.
mostly to see of how much things they of how big of control they have. So how much
Yeah.
they can control us. It was mostly like a test to see
Yeah.
if they can do anything they want, and they mostly succeeded. So everything they tried, they succeeded in terms of telling us to do this, even if those things didn't make much sense. They mostly succeeded. So I think it was mostly like a test to see of how huge a control they have over
Yeah.
us.
Yes. Yes. Definitely. And what about the passports, the domestic passports that in some countries were introduced? Like in Italy, we had a domestic passport that allowed us to go in certain businesses. In France, they did something similar with the pass sanitaire, they called it. And in Austria also, people had a mandatory procedure, and if they didn't take it, they would face a fine, a penalty to pay. Like, how was it in your area in Bosnia? Was it so strict, or was it like more relaxed, the situation about the restrictions? I'm curious, just.
So, so here we faced the most restrictions in the beginning,
Uh huh.
like maybe between the spring and summer in 2020.
Yeah.
But when the whole passport thing was going on in some bigger countries like Italy, France, and some other countries, here we already started to slow down in terms of those
Okay.
things because like we had some problems bigger than the
Mm-hmm.
whole sickness thing. So people didn't really focus on the whole sickness because like here we had a lot of people who either lost their job or
Yeah.
had a poor
Yeah.
salary that couldn't like afford them too much stuff. So like we had bigger problems than the sickness itself. So we didn't really focus on it too much, and we didn't have any passports. And
Yeah.
like in the
Luckily
worst,
enough.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And in the worst times, we had like we needed to wear a mask, and we would get fined for like $50 if we didn't have it
Yeah.
in the
Okay.
pocket or something. So it was probably just mostly it.
Yeah. 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 And that's why, of course, you, especially nowadays, it's very important, I think, to be able to build by yourself with your own resources different sources of income, either online or can be even a physical business related to the online world. But you need to be always reliable on yourself, mostly, I think, because you cannot trust the government nowadays. They
Yep.
already said that, who knows, in the future maybe something else will happen, something else will come out. So if they decide immediately to lock everybody in their home and to shut down all the businesses, of course, in this situation, people really will struggle, because if they don't have an independent and autonomous way to earn money, they are basically done for. So yeah, that's very important. And I see you're also, can you tell me a little bit more about what business are you experimenting nowadays in the channel? Also, you talked about some of them. Which business are you focusing on?
So currently I'm doing some Fiverr coaching. I'm
Fiverr.
doing some
Yeah,
self-improvement coaching on Fiverr.
yeah,
I'm also doing some SMA, and here is what I learned from SMA. It's really important. So
yeah,
whatever you do in life, in my opinion, you should give it at least a few months to learn a few great skills, to never be afraid of anything in life. So let's say another 1 or 2 years pass, and I know how to build websites, I know how to do coaching, I know how
okay,
to do sales, I know how to do paid advertising, I know how to do video editing and stuff like that.
yeah,
And whatever happens, I can be sure in myself that I can go wherever in the world and
yeah,
that I won't be hungry because
yeah,
those skills are needed
are
at
needed.
all
Yeah,
times. Yeah. So, in my opinion, everyone should try to get at least a few good skills that are needed nowadays to never be afraid of anything. So, if you lose your job or something, you could always like go up to a nearby pizzeria and say like, I can do content creation for you and
yeah,
do and take care of your Instagram profile, and you give me to eat. So you would never be hungry in that way if something huge happened. So like, and the
exactly.
other businesses I have played with were Shopify dropshipping. I tried that
Oh,
out.
yeah, dropshipping.
Uh,
Yeah,
yeah, I tried out print on demand, but it's a bit oversaturated right now. I also tried doing SMA in real life, and I think this has a huge potential. So I will try to offer some services to some local businesses here. I live near Sarajevo in Bosnia and Herzegovina.
yeah,
And one thing that is good here is that, I mean, some people see it as a bad thing. We are going a lot behind in terms of like everything compared to the West. And
yeah,
like if one market is oversaturated in, let's say, London, like SMA, in London, I couldn't go to local businesses and get appointments because they have a ton of different
yeah. Too
agencies that
much
are doing that for
competition.
years.
You see.
Yeah. But here we don't have much competition because we are lacking behind. And I would probably succeed in some of the things I wouldn't succeed if I was in London or some big city like that. So that's what can be used in a smaller city like my city.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's something that also is happens maybe in a bit more fast way, is also happening here in Italy. Maybe it's happening faster, but basically we are getting a lot from the English and American way of living. We are getting a lot from that. Even now, for example, we just changed our government, and one of the most important thing that they want to do here is to push the contactless payment. Like, for example, that was a reality already in London. I've been in London in 2020, before there was the second lockdown in UK. You were allowed to go there just with a nasal swab, with a swab. So I did there, and I noticed that in many businesses they started to refuse cash payments. They started to refuse cash payments, and even in London buses on the city of London, now you cannot pay anymore in cash, but you need to pay by card. It's mandatory that you have a card, or otherwise you cannot go in. And now they are pushing this tendency towards contactless payments even here in Italy, which anyway has always been a country that was so much based on pure cash. So I think it's gonna be a slow process because here cash is really king here, like generally, but they are really trying to push it forward. And so I was curious also because I've seen in your YouTube channel that you talk about some other important figures like Elon Musk, like Iman Ganzi, and I wanted to ask you which are the figures, either online or offline, that are inspiring you the most. Which persons?
So mostly these three persons, Iman Gadzi, Hamza, and Elon Musk. So
Okay.
why? Hamza is inspiring because he is talking to his audience like to his younger self.
Okay.
He said that in one of his videos. So he's talking to us like to himself, but a few years ago, and like he's giving real great advice, and isn't trying to sell you his course all the time. Like
Mm,
he isn't trying to sell you stuff during his videos, and that's why you can watch his videos and learn a lot without feeling like he's trying to sell you something.
yeah.
Iman Gadzi is inspiring to me because he started really young. He started doing some online businesses when he was 14, and he started documenting his whole journey on YouTube, something similar that I'm doing. And he is inspiring because if someone told him, wait, bro, you got lucky or something, he has a whole YouTube channel where he was documenting his whole journey from zero to hero. So like you can find
Yeah.
his videos where he wasn't able to afford to buy a book, new book, and now when he's worth like tens of millions of dollars. And Elon Musk is inspiring to me because he never gives up. He
Yeah.
was almost.
Definitely.
Yeah, so especially for SpaceX projects, he
Mm-hmm.
had like three or four failed rockets, and those rockets were worth a lot of money. So he was losing money, and everyone was like, "Bro, give up! It's impossible." And he finally made that rocket to land.
Yeah.
So it was really, really interesting to watch. And
Yeah,
like,
yeah, it was. I watched that video also as well, where also he was very. There was a video online on YouTube where uh, basically some interviewer asked Elon Musk because he was criticized by one important figure in
yeah,
astronomy. I don't remember exactly the name. Was
Neil Armstrong and some
Neil
other
Armstrong,
famous
exactly.
people.
He was criticized a lot by him, and you could see by Elon Musk reacting to Armstrong criticism that he was really deeply um, sad, you see, because he really believes in what he is doing. So I,
Yes,
I think he's a controversial figure for sure, but
yes,
he has an eye on the future because, for example, now that he's buying Twitter, he already bought Twitter. Actually, it's already his own company, but I was reading headlines that he's planning to implement crypto payments in Twitter, and so I think he have a vision for the future. Uh, do you think, in that regard, that crypto will have a role in our society in the future? What do you think about crypto, or do you see them merely as speculative trading? How do you see crypto?
so here are my few thoughts on crypto. So everyone is doing crypto because everyone is doing crypto. So it's like,
Yeah,
bro, everyone is doing it. Why not? Why wouldn't we also do it?
yeah,
But the one thing with crypto is that it doesn't provide too much value to this world. So it's pretty like questionable what will happen in the future.
yeah,
And also there are it's like a double-edged sword.
yeah,
So like why? Because if it's fully decentralized, countries aren't benefiting from that because they can't really track it. If the
exactly.
if
If
the
it's,
crypto world
yeah,
is fully decentralized, countries can't track it, and millionaires and billionaires can do whatever they want
yeah,
without getting tracked by the governments and stuff like that. But there is if that's the thing that's happening, stuff like FTX happens. and
Exactly. Yeah, yeah.
people lose billions. But if it's too centralized, then the governments have too much control over it, and then it slightly loses the point of it. Like it's pretty much another
Yeah,
normal currency if the government controls it. So like it's pretty like a double-edged sword.
yeah, because as a matter of fact, even here in my channel, I talked about, I even spoke about crypto as a possible way to a source of income, but if used wisely. So you need definitely to, before doing anything, you need to study the subject a little bit. What is Bitcoin? What are uh, the other cryptocurrency? And you know the risk of doing trading in trading platform like FTX. We saw what happened. Even if nobody thought it could happen, still, when you do trading, you're giving your money away to a platform. So if this platform has something fishy going on, then it's your problem because your money are there, and that's trading you're doing with your own money. So definitely there is caution. People need to be cautious about what they do. But I think that if, as you say, if the regulation won't be strict enough, I really think that some technology behind crypto, like the blockchain, for example, they can be really useful in our day society, because the
Yes,
blockchain
definitely.
is like automatic. You can track everything that happens in the blockchain. It's anonymous, but at the same point you can see everything. So even privacy nowadays is a huge concern, because all these giant tech companies, they basically know everything you do, everything you post, everything you, even when you pay, they do your, if you're paying through some website, they know everything. So I think crypto can both preserve your privacy and can be a resourceful technology for the future. And well, I don't have many minutes left for the moment, but I would like to ask you one question, a little bit more light question. When do you see yourself buying your first Tesla? When? Like in how many years from now?
I think it can happen between 2025 and 2027, in my
Okay.
opinion.
Why
So
in that
that would be.
period? Exactly. Why in that period?
So here's the whole blueprint I'm using currently, and this blueprint is also used by some other entrepreneurs you can see on YouTube,
Yeah.
also by Iman Gadzi. And here is how it works. I recorded one video on my YouTube channel, but I will talk about it briefly now. So
Yeah.
the whole blueprint is to try out different business models and learn some skills during that period. Document your journey on YouTube and other
Oh,
social media
yeah.
if you want,
Yeah.
so you can show other people what you were doing, what does work, what doesn't work, and try to build the audience there. Repeat those two steps until you have earned some money from online businesses and amassed some audience. And after that, you can make an online course and just repeat that. And that way, in a
Yeah.
few years, you could earn a solid amount of money. So that's the blueprint Iman Gadzi used, for example. So he tried out different business models. He was documenting the whole journey. He was repeating that. And later, he just made a course. And he is now worth almost $100 million. And some other people also. So when you are trying out some different business models, not just consuming content about it, not just reading books, but actually going out and trying out those business models, you are learning a lot. And when you learn a lot of things that way, you can share them on YouTube for free to gain an audience. And later, when you become good at some of those business models or one business model exactly, you can make a course teaching people how to
Yeah.
do it well like you did it. and you can just repeat something like that. So that's the thing I'm currently doing, and I think I will need about between 1 and 4 years to actually succeed with these things. So I think my channel could be monetized the next year.
Yeah,
I
I've
think,
seen it's
I
growing
think,
rapidly.
yeah. So I think the Tesla thing can happen between 2025 and 2027 if everything's going well.
Yes, I really looking forward to see you in the Tesla, and when this will happen, we will do another video, and this time you will be on the wheel, actually on the wheel of your Tesla. And yeah, I really think that's an amazing plan, and you really deserve all the success that you're having. Your channel is growing now. I see you having more view, you having more subs, so you really deserve all that you are doing. And one last curiosity before we leave, because um, I speak a lot about delivery jobs also in my YouTube channel. Do you have delivery companies in Serbia, in Bosnia? Do you have delivery companies, Deliveroo, like Uber?
Yeah. So here we have like uh, 2 or 3 mostly used delivery companies. But the thing is, compared to the USA, especially in
Yeah,
the USA, you can earn some solid money doing it. So if you are fast and you are using the electric scooter and stuff,
yeah,
you can earn some solid money. But here it's pretty much useless. You get paid like $2 per hour or
ah,
$3 per hour,
yeah,
and it's like a really small amount of money, and you would
yeah,
work like a whole day to earn like $15 or something. So it isn't like too amazing, but still it's pretty interesting if someone likes to ride a bicycle
yeah.
or go
Because you
on
can keep
an electric
yourself fit
scooter.
also in the same process. You can keep yourself fit doing you know, doing some
Yes.
cardio like cycling in the same
Yeah,
time. So yeah, it was Marco. It was really a pleasure to have you here on the show. I suggest everybody who is looking my YouTube channel that is either English, because I made some videos in English language also on my channel, to check out Marco's channel. One video every day until I buy a Tesla, so we know it will happen probably before 2027. Before 2027. So, or anybody who understand English, because some Italian people actually speak and understand English as well. And Marco, it was really a pleasure to talk with you. Your ideas of success are really great, and I really think you're focusing on the right mindset to be successful, not only for you but also for other person, like maybe your future family, that will see what you've done and will be proud of what you have done right now.
exactly, exactly.
Yeah, so really congratulations for everything, good luck for your channel, and guys, subscribe to my channel, because I will definitely speak with Marco again. We will see how his journey will go on and how my journey will go on as well. So we will keep all our audience updated. And thank you very much for your time, Marco.
Thank you for inviting me. It was a pleasure talking with you.
Thank you. And of course, if you want one day to interview me as well, I know it's harder because I speak mainly in Italian in my videos. I will be very happy to also be interviewed by you. So we will keep in touch, definitely.
Definitely.
Okay. Have a great day, Marco. Thank you for everybody who decided to stay with us until this moment. And remember, everybody, keep growing stronger, better, and free all the time. Goodbye, guys. Goodbye, Marco.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, everyone.